Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in the heartbeat of the San Gabriel Valley in Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Matt Metris in the lakefront northern suburbs of Rochester, New York.
Oh, look at you. You had to remember what the weather was like where you're actually, you had to, Matt's got this internal like GPS, and it kind of, he can give you the coordinates of where he lives.
I'm facing the lake right now. So, and I love a good day at the lake in the summer. Do you have lakes there?
We do. There's
Lake water still?
No.
That's the
but
thing.
we have Lake Elsinore. We've got San Diego. There's plenty of water. Somehow we've never been able to figure out how to desalinate water from the ocean and use it for like irrigation. But that's above our pay grade at this point.
A day out on the lake, out on the boat. Maybe you want some cocktails to drink responsibly.
Well, you know what? What about those days when I want a tequila and you want something like with mezcal in it?
What? I don't know how we would find a compromise. I
guess we'd have to mix them together.
I guess we would.
Or we can let SipMargs do that for us.
We could add some triple sec.
We could add some triple sec. And by the way, I tell people this story all the time. All the earrings you see me wear, these are kamikaze headaches from the day of, the day after, which are notorious with the triple sec. So therefore, I no longer drink kamikazes. I haven't done it in years because I'm afraid what else I'm going to pierce. Just that pain deferment they do in the Navy SEALs, they do pain deferment. That's what that was. Because I get those headaches right in the center of my head. It's like right in the middle of my brain is where it hurts, which is weird. This screams hangover to me. I'm afraid, Matt. I'm very afraid.
You need to face your fears, Mike. This screams 130 calories and 5% ABV to me.
Okay, but see, now here's the other thing. Dave and I tasted Santo Mezquila. That's the collab between Sammy Hagar and Adam, the guy from Maroon 5.
Yeah, Levine,
and Adam has his own line of tequila now, which is stellar. But that Santo Mezquila, it tasted like a mixto. It reacted like a mixto. 1 minute it was sipping fine. The next sip, it was down your throat awful. And and the last time I had that kind of an experience was sipping Hornitos. Yeah, I know. This was years ago. We were outside. I was smoking a cigar, and the person I was with was smoking cigarettes, and it was cold. It was cold in Colorado, actually. And so to warm us up, that's what they had at the house was Hornitos. And I got to tell you, from glass to glass, sip to sip, completely irregular, no consistency. And that's what I got with Santo Mezquila. All right, but this is SipMargs, so I'm going to open it. We're going to taste it at room temperature, and God willing, in the sun shines, I don't pierce something afterwards.
God, that went down my shirt. Went down my sleeve when I opened it.
Okay, well, this one was a little bit more tame anyway. So this will be interesting, folks. This is going to be, like I said, my experience is with Santo Mezquila, and that was not a good experience because the flavor profile was inconsistent. It was as if that, for those of you who have not had it and don't even know what I'm talking about, Santo Mezquila is tequila mixed with Espadín Mezcal. Mezcal Espadín. And I don't know how they did it, but the tequila came from the distillery and it was bottled at that distillery. The Mezcal came from Oaxaca. So we'll see. Okay. Again, it's a bit murky, but it's supposed to be, all these have been, like Matt said, you don't want them to be clear because you want them to make sure that they have the lime juice in there.
Real margaritas you can't see through, and This is the most opaque of the ones we've had, I think. So
Yeah, that's true. It is. Other than the very first one, I think.
yeah. Oh, that was a while ago. I don't remember that one now.
Okay, I smell espadín.
Oh, yeah. Which is interesting because in the other ones, you don't really smell the tequila.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, by and large, mixto tequila, unless it's Jose Cuervo, you don't. I will say that Tequileño, their mixto is a 70-30 mixto, not a 51-49. So there's more agave flavor and smell to a Tequileño. But you know, Jose Cuervo is 51-49, and if you're drinking their Blanco, it's like hand sanitizer. It doesn't smell like anything, I'd imagine.
When's the last time you've had a Jose Cuervo?
Long time ago. I was living in New Mexico, and we had just moved there, and that was before I even had tequila shows, and we were just drinking margaritas. You know, we didn't know any better.
When I first started my classes, I used to make everyone do a shot of Cuervo at the end with this big ceremony, like this is the last shot of Cuervo you'll ever have, you know, 100% agaves the whole night. And then I got too many complaints, I had to stop.
He's killing us. No.
Got bad reviews. I hand him a Cuervo and then I give him the comment feedback card, you know, so had to change the order.
They said, don't feed me this shit again.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, is this not cable? Hit the heavy espadín nose, correct?
And a little bit of that limey tartness that we were getting in some of the other ones.
Yeah, the nose on this is almost straight espadín. Mm-hmm. And because they're bottling these in the United States or canning them, very little information as to where they're getting their mezcal, you know, how they're getting it, if they're getting it in bulk. Is it a 51-49 mezcal? Are they even doing that?
With mezcal in general? I think there's
a 70. I mean,
bulk.
I've not heard that I've not heard bulk mixto mezcal being exported into the or imported.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if there was regulations like with tequila. We know you can't export in bulk if it's 100% agave, right? It's got to
no, it's all got to be it needs to be bottled in the United States. Now, canned is something different. We've had some that have claimed that they're using 100% agave, but they're not canning them in Mexico. They're canning them in the U.S. And so technically, no matter what they tell you, we've got to put them in the mixto category. But I'm not sure about mezcal.
I don't know either.
And they don't need to tell us. It's not on the label. We don't know.
Well, I mean, CRM is still in a bit of disarray, right? As far as forcing that kind
getting
of stuff.
any straight answers from those guys.
No.
But I will say the nose is very heavy espadín on this one, which leads me to believe maybe they're using a 100%. I don't know. Let's taste it. Let's find out.
That's the very first sip, complete espadín, underground pit, heat, smoke, all that, and then it just sort of evaporates and the lime floods in your taste buds on top of it, and it's a really unique combination.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, I'm being very particular with the words that I chose in that last sentence. It's honestly not my favorite of the four that we've had.
Well, yeah, because you know they've not shied away from using difficult ingredients to formulate their recipe. And if you're going to use, you know, Matt and I have done plenty of mezcals, and a lot of mezcals don't have that residual smoke. Mm-hmm. It's almost like an afterthought. It coats your palate. This was a little bit more smoky forward. Okay. Not like the quality mezcals that we're used to getting, or what is it? What's the ABV on this thing? Is it still 5%?
Still 5%. Yeah. So there can't be much tequila in there. Or the smokiness is artificial to get that mezcal flavor.
But it's so well done.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's very reminiscent of some of the ones. I think you and I do Madre Mezcal, I think. Yeah, that's playing right now on the. I think that's streaming right now on YouTube. And Madre is delicious. And this is like any good mezcal. In fact, it's almost like they went looking for a mezcal that was more extra smoky than the ones that were coming in. A little bit at a lower ABV. This one comes in. This one tastes like it's a higher ABV almost.
Yeah.
Now I'm calling it Espadín. Maybe they're using Tepestate. Maybe they're using another mezcal, another plant that's got more savoriness, like a Tobola. I don't know.
I don't know. I got a lot of Espadín on the nose. I think from a practical logistical standpoint, Espadín would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Because when you get into some of those more unique or rare varieties of agave, they get very expensive as well. And so to keep the price point where they want it, I think Espadín would be the go-to if I were creating this particular beverage.
Well, you're probably right too, because we know that for years before the current agave crunch, the blue agave crunch that we're in now, there were trucks coming from Jalisco that were stealing agave Espadín from Oaxaca and dumping it in their diffuser stuff. So but like I say, this is not, and that's the other thing, they could be using diffuser tequila for all we know. We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
We don't know. But I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
I want to know what this tastes like cold, because I don't think I tasted these with you, but did I taste Elenita with you? Elenita is a mezcal RTD, so well done. I mean, and it's still out there available. They even have they had at the time the holographic seal from the CRM on their cans. That's how legit that RTD is.
Okay.
So I want to go see what that's like cold, what this is like cold, and then come up with our final verdict. So I'm going to pause this. I will be right back with a cold one. So I'm back with my cold one. By the way, what do you like? Are you put off by this color? Is black is like a charcoal kind of a, as you can see, it almost looks like it goes from dark to light.
It does have some ombre to it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not put off by it necessarily. I don't mind
This is the first RTD I've ever seen in this color.
I actually like the color differentiation of the line. There's nothing worse, and I can speak from experience, when you have a fridge full of RTDs or beers or whatever, and you can't tell them apart without like digging through for the one you want. So I kind of appreciate this.
There you go. Spoken like a true bachelor, which he's not. Okay, I'm going to pop this baby open right now, away from my keyboard.
Yeah. Of course, that one had no spillage whatsoever.
Yeah.
Put it all the way down on the floor.
So I'm going to pour it back in my rocks glass, my Dodgers rocks glass. Okay. I'm going to nose it again, and wow.
Yeah, a lot of smoke on that. Limey smoke.
Yeah, it's limey smoke. It's
not a combination I've ever used before.
Hey, careful with that. No, it's the Espadín is not there as much as the lime is now. And this is cold now. Okay, so yeah, it went from Espadín at room temp to complete lime at cold out of the fridge.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. because I'm missing the smoke. I kind of
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I don't know.
Hopefully our effervescent experts in the comments will be able to explain.
Yeah, what's the effervescence doing to my nose, to my bloom? It's at the bottom of the glass, though. I mean, you really got to like search for it. And it does, it's there, but it's the top layer is really all lime.
Mm-hmm. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Damn, that's really good.
A lot better than it was warm.
Yeah.
The smoke is a lot more muted cold. So you get a lot more of that lime up front, and the smoke is much more subtle.
I honestly don't. Now, Elenita is at a higher ABV. Those RTDs, those are Mezcal RTDs, and they're a little bit higher than what this is. And I love those RTDs. They were Brand of Promise winners because they were like the only ones in that category. This will grow on you. So, Matt, you and I are on the lake. We're fishing, which I don't do. And we pull out a couple of these because I want a mezcal. He wants a tequila. What do you think?
I think we'll go for it. I'm gonna put the sign up. I added nominee to the bottom now.
Brand of Promise nominee.
Yeah.
Now that I've had a second pass, the smoke is coming back and it's coating my palate.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come across to me as an additive. You know what I mean? It's not fake smoke. This is there's so far. What's been impressive to me about SipMargs is that they've used the actual ingredients, tough ingredients to work with, and it done so successfully. The coconut I wanted to hate, but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
The mango, very good, very well done, very well balanced. I think that the original, you said that you wanted to get the whole, the whole experience. So it was inspiring.
It's ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to know more. I'd love to learn more about where does the tequila come from? What is the ratio of mezcal to tequila in these? Like we've mentioned in all of the expressions, the website doesn't have a ton of information.
They don't need to give us any.
They don't have to. As a tequila nerd, I like to know that stuff. I like to dissect it, break it apart, farm to table kind of thing. But you're right, they don't have to give it to us. I would love to see it, but solid across the line. What we didn't get to try was the spicy, which is their classic with jalapeno. So
now we've had this year we've had a couple that were spicy. One that was actually very well done, and one that was suspect. It was a spicy. Actually, two that were iffy. Both were spicy watermelon, but that one is just spicy.
That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, and it spicy watermelon. Here I'm thinking we've had bad strawberry, over the top mango, but the spicy watermelon seems to be the one that sticks in my craw the most. Mm-hmm. This has been, I gotta tell you, Matt, this has been a really the whole line is just it's eye-opening, because it comes across to you like, well, we're just we're fun and with it, but they really went through some thought and some effort into their recipes, and that's why we taste them at room temp first and then chilled, because like I said, even if you pound your first 12 ounces and you pop another one, the second one is the one, chances are it's
get a little warm. Yeah,
they get warm. I mean, what happens? You and I we're on the lake. You catch a bite. I help you with it because it's I don't know, a bass that's bigger than both of us, And then by the time we get back, yeah, but that's always the story, right? And by the time we get back to our RTDs, they're hot. You know what I mean? I love. I gotta say, I wasn't sure what I was gonna get. I like it.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, like Matt, I want to know more. Where's the mezcal coming from? You know, are you using espadín? I imagine that you would. I mean, you know, economically wise, it makes more sense, like you said. I have a feeling that the tequila they're using is mixed up anyway. If not, it could be a diffuser made tequila, which I'm okay with that too. No number on that can, so technically we've got to throw it in another category. But there's not. Now I want to try the spicy one.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can. I'll see if I can get it next time near the city. We saw the distribution on these is mostly Florida, mostly New York City area. Got a list of places I'll check out. There's like one random bar or liquor store. I forgot what it was. Maybe that's like a 2-hour drive for me. So if I'm in that area, maybe I'll stop by there.
2-hour drive for some RTDs.
Well, if I'm on the way going somewhere else. It's at the Quincy Bar and Restaurant in Corning, New York. Home of the Corning Glass Museum. If you've never been, it's quite.
I've never been. No, I actually have Corningware.
Yeah. And that's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from. Wow.
Really cool museum. We went there. I mean, it's a while ago. It was 5 or 6 years ago. We went there for a weekend, but it's really nice little town and cool museum.
I'll tell you where I'd want to go is Cooperstown.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah. But we digress, folks. This now road trip. Yeah, I know. This now became. Well, I've actually been to upstate New York. I've been to the Finger Lakes. I've been to. I've driven past Rochester. And I've been to Skinny Atlas.
Okay.
Yeah. I spent a good portion of time there for a while. Beautiful country up there. I mean, upstate New York and the city are completely night and day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We make a lot of good wine. We make a lot of good beer.
Yeah,
we don't make tequila up here, but we.
No, I actually went to one of the wineries. Or we had a wine tasting there at one of the I forget which winery it was. We bought wine, as a matter of fact. I think I sent some. My father was still alive, and we actually bought some wine and shipped it to them, to my parents here in California. And I think we took a couple of bottles home. I was very impressed with the whole, the whole wine situation in upstate New York. Highly underrated as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
But anyway, that's our take on SipMargs. Very well done, gentlemen. I'm impressed. Like I say, I wanted to hate a couple of your flavors, but I couldn't. They won me over. And of all the ones that we've had so far, I think these have been the most impressive so far. But we still have more. Not with Matt, probably with somebody else. We got. They're throwing RTDs at us, left and right. So stick with us. You will be tasting as many as we possibly can, and if not, then we'll hold them back for the next year for our newer Brands of Promise, the new Brands of Promise program, which we'll be announcing as well. So that's our take on SipMargs, folks. If you've had it and what are you paying for it? First of all, how much? Which ones are your favorites? What are you doing with it? Are you cooking with it? Are you taking it with you on your boat? Whatever. Which flavors do you enjoy? Are you buying variety packs, or are you getting just one flavor? Let us know in the comments below if you're watching us on YouTube. In fact, give us a like, hit the notification bell, because that way, when we dump new reviews, you'll get a notification. Give us a like, because it does help on the algorithm, and subscribe so that you and I can be together for life. Okay. For life. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Matt Metris in Rochester, New York.
You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. All of our channels and networks. Please follow Matt. Why don't you give everybody your handle on IG, on Instagram?
On the IG, it's at Matt Metris, so that should be easy enough.
Yeah, there you go. At Matt Metris. I'm at Tim Burrell. Don't ask me why. Or just follow Tequila Aficionado, because that's where the other 14,000 people are. But whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Dip wisely.